Well, hello again, and this is rather dull weather. We're heading into autumn. There's rain forecast, so maybe we can just have a quick look before that rain comes. And of course, being the beginning of autumn, well, certain things are not looking that great. In fact, the roses here are nearly done. This one I would prune back because those are a little unsightly. Prune back the flowers that are obviously finished. We won't get any more now this year. Still one or two to come. As you can see from this, this is the Rosemary rose, and it's still fragrant, still a flower in it. But many other things that we've been doing this year, pots and containers, are looking pretty good still. For instance, we looked at Rudbeckia last month, I think, and we said there might be a bit of deadheading to do. This geranium, or rather this Hosta, was not yet out. Now, just a few deadheads here, and I think this will carry on for another week or two. We're in early October, but let's take those off. They spoil the picture a bit, but still pretty bright and cheery. And then behind it is an Hosta, which I selected a few years ago. It's one we're going to introduce shortly. So a bit of colour finally in the autumn for several weeks. Other things that last longer, we've looked at some of the things we potted up earlier in the season. This is Carex frosted curls. Look at the way that's grown, and we'll see how well that does through the winter time when we get the wind. Probably show you a video of one we did last year. Going through looking at the other things, there's still a bit of structure here on this plant here, and the other one, the miscanthus on that side, is quite tall and still serves as a background. If you look against the Geranium Rozanne here in foreground, which we cut back about a month ago, as you can see it's growing away, bright green foliage. The flowers are very bright, and particularly against the Carex Everillo there in front. That's an evergreen or evergold, and it's a great plant which I think we'll do more with later. As we go past a few of these, we go back to the Ophiopogum, which has looked good all year, against the Cornus beginning to die back. A bit more Geranium Rozanne. Now here's some things I'm looking at for the next week or two, just potting around, playing around with a few things. In fact, you can start to think about containers for the winter. Ophiopogum, nice pot full there. That can be just put in an individual pot. I've put this rather nice spruce. It's a Picea, which grows as a seedling and has golden foliage the year round. I'm thinking, and I may be a bit wrong here, but I think this could make a nice golden Christmas tree in the future. Beyond that, well, hostas are pretty well over now. This one has withstood the slugs pretty well. It's still quite blue, but I think if we were looking for something for a bit of winter interest, you could get a fern, you could pot this up, and that and this fern here, those would all look really good together, and you can move them around. Doesn't take a lot of space up, so something that you could keep going for several more weeks yet. Now, something that we've looked at in the season earlier but is now coming into its own, we'll just look at over there in a very big container. That's why we have to walk to it, not bring it over here. And that's one of our favourites, the Cornus Midwinter Fire. One of the good things about Cornus Midwinter Fire and all the sanguinea types is that it has a very long period of autumn colour. And here a bit earlier perhaps than it is in the open ground, because it has access to more moisture and food. This has begun in a container to start showing its colour earlier. And this golden yellow will get more pronounced, but gradually as they become more golden, then they'll start to eventually drop the leaves, and then you see the red stems coming out. And Midwinter Fire has that appearance of fire, and we'll see that right in the middle of winter to cheer us all up.